What are you doing? Alright, good morning guys, how are we all today? What is the day? Wednesday the 23rd of August. We're back in the land of the living after being out bush, and this morning, first things first, I got to go out for a ride with the agronomist. We got to get finished spraying here at home, finish off the broadleaf spraying, so that's the first thing we got to do today. Morning.
Hey, Hennas. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. You're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the go? You got me some recommendations?
Just the one brew.
Just the one across the lot?
Yep. I'll do one for the fungicide if you want, just by itself.
Yeah. That there is my recommendations from the agronomist. So we just did a fairly extensive crop tour around the place. Unfortunately, the crops out of Blaley still need another week before we can go out and spray them. It's too early in their growth cycle to be able to put amine on still, which is a little bit annoying. I was sort of hoping to knock the last of the spraying off today and tomorrow, but there is a paddock up here that I'll get done. That's the last of my stuff finished, and then it's just a few paddocks of Dad's left out of Blaley and that there. So anyway, it'll have to wait another week. But yeah, I figured I'll probably need to get a bit of water transferring over, and I'll probably have to run into town and get some chemicals. Oh, I'd probably almost have enough in there, wouldn't I? I figured while I'm going into town, might as well get rid of any of the old drums that are sitting there. She likes that Castrol Vecton oil that I put in there. It has not burnt a drop of that since I put it in. That's another paddock done. Close the gate until harvest. Right, now that's done, I got to get on with some serious work. Well, someone's having a third birthday party this weekend, and well, we can't have the house looking too shabby, can we? So Graham is actually away at the moment. He's having a few days off, and he's left me in charge of his sheep. I know, I can't believe it either. And so what I was doing with this bale then was I just picked it up with one fork so that it would spin around and get off this flat spot here on the bale, because I got to push this bale off the back of the ute. And so where am I going to push this bale off? Well, I'm about to go for a drive back up north past Peterborough there to that block 100 k's north, up in the bush where we got those ewes that we just crutched and did land marking. I'm going to go up. We just left them in a holding paddock there. And when I say holding paddock, it's still absolutely massive. It's just a smaller paddock in that block there. just so the lambs would mother up a little bit better, the ewes couldn't wander off too far, and just so they'd all sort of get back together a little bit better. But we're going to roll out a bale of hay there by the gate. We're going to open up some gates so they can get the run of the place again, and we'll check a few troughs, and we'll turn. Oh, we've got to get the portable yards while we're up there, so I'll drag those back with me, and we'll turn around and come back the other way. Well, might grab my water bottle and then we will hit the road. Probably going to need a bit of diesel first, I think, actually. Let's hit the road. Absolutely cracking day to be out for a drive. Well, that's one gate open. We'll probably just roll this bale of hay out right here, so they'll come down this way and find the hay, and then they can make their way back out into the paddock. Well, this is the nicest day that I've been up here. If only we were mustering or setting up or crutching on one of these days. Okay, let's go open up the other gate and check some troughs. No surprises, they're all by the trough. It's not even hot. She's chockers. Oh my goodness, you guys have been making a piggery of this thing. That's the problem when you got all those sheep around that one trough, and especially when they got lambs. The lambs don't care, they'll climb in there, they'll just make an absolute mess of it. Which they have. Looking for that clean drink of water, aren't they? What's the first thing I see when I'm driving up towards the shearing shed here? Two ewes that haven't been crutched. So they've come out of the woodwork somewhere, haven't they? It is a tough job trying to find them around here, no doubt about it. It's a very vast landscape, and yeah, they blend in all right. There's quite literally bones in that trough. That is really weird. Hey, we're here, we'll give it a clean out. Might try and pull the bung out of that one. That other old trough, that bung's a bit, yeah, how's it going? Well, everyone's looking pretty good. Looks like all the lambs have mothered back up well and they're all going nicely. Time to turn around and head back the other way. And I tell you, not that I've been up here all that much, but this might be the last time I come up here. I was having a bit of a chat with Dad on the way home, and he was sort of saying that this will probably be the last time that we send sheep up here. I mean, obviously it all depends as well on what the weather does. That's the big thing. If they don't get any rain up here and there's no feed, they're not going to want sheep back up here on adjustment anyway. But for anyone who's not a farmer, the price of livestock, or sheep really, have been falling off of a cliff lately. So I'm not any expert in it by any stretch of the imagination, but I think we've just come off a run, Australia's come off a run of really good years, and I think stock numbers are pretty high. But you know what they say, the cure for low prices is low prices, so I'm sure at some point things will bounce back, and maybe it'll take a couple of dry years across the country and people to destock and then want to restock and all that sort of thing, but we'll wait and see. But you know, it's must be getting pretty dire when Graham's saying that he's going to spray out all his pastures and just prepare everything for cropping next year. So grain prices are good. Maybe we're going to pivot that way a little bit more because, well, I guess we're a 50-50 operation, but you know, you try and move with the ebbs and flows a little bit of the market, and maybe you know, going forward into next season we'll be putting in a little bit more crop, but we'll wait and see. Things can change in a hurry. Hey darling, what's going on?
There was a satellite.
Hey?
There was a satellite and they frightened me.
I frightened you? I always frighten you, don't I?
Yeah, you did.
Now, funnily enough, to get the things I need for my next job, I got to hop back in the ute and go for a drive 35 minutes the other way. Collection complete. So this is my plan for the last day of the week, is to get this thing back together. The cleaning fan rebuild, if you saw the other episode where I was pulling this apart, I've got it kind of through, or sort of half back together there now. I've got a couple of clamps to put on there, a couple more fan blades, then we're going to put bearings and everything back on and get it all operational again. So I did leave a couple of these fan blades out because I had to put a new clamp in up here, which I have done. That's up in there. So we'll put these fan blades on and then we can start putting bearings on. Right. Now, these black plastic pieces here are a bit of a source of controversy for some people. I've had a lot of people tell me to take these off and leave them off and never put them back on again, because that is actually what causes those fan blades to crack and wear out. What happens is they're originally held in with these push clips. They go through where those bolts there are, and then those push clips come loose over time and this thing starts jiggling around and it starts wearing into these fan blades there, and eventually they crack through and then your fan falls apart. But what I've done is I've had more people tell me to put this back in than more people have told me to leave it out. So I'm putting it back in, and on the newer serial numbers they are bolted in. So I've ordered a set of bolts, we're going to bolt it in, and then I got some John Deere combine sealant, and we're going to actually put a little bead of sealant just on there. That's what I've heard a few people say. Acts as a bit of an isolator, so if this thing ever comes loose again, it's then being held. But it's obviously there for a reason, and yeah, I'm leaving it on. It is what it is. So that there is what that black plastic piece does. You can see where it's worn in there, like that. Just comes loose, jiggles around. The idea is with those bolts in there, it won't be able to come loose like it can with those push clips. So that should hold it nice and snug when I bolt that up. Hang on a second, that ain't right. It's got a hole in it for the grease nipple. And so's that one. What's going on here? I've been given the wrong part, have I? Or I've given them the wrong part numbers. So basically what's going on here is this one at the back should not have a hole in it for a grease nipple, otherwise the grease won't get forced into the bearing. Let's see what's going on here. So we got pressed flange 1 H113 626 and 625. So that's those two there. So I shouldn't have two the same. I've ordered them correctly. Let's have a look at these numbers. Yep, they've supplied me two of the same. That is really annoying. That is really annoying. I was hoping to get this finished today, but not now. And it's not like they're just around the corner. It's over an hour drive there and back to go and get one. So, joys. I reckon that every second time I get parts, especially for a repair job, something is wrong. But please let me know how you guys go. How do you go with your local dealers? Do you get the right parts all the time? Chuck a comment down in the comment section. I'd love to know. So it looks like I'm not going to get that finished today now, guys. All I can really do is maybe put the bottom cover back on, and I've got to make some phone calls and chase up the right parts, and there'll probably be a third episode of the cleaning fan repair on the 9770. So I'm going to leave this video here. Just like to say, as always, thank you very much for watching the videos. We surely do appreciate it. Love to see you again next time. Have a good one. What have you been doing?
I've been skirting for my birthday.
Been squirting for your birthday.
Yeah.
So usually here's issues that